The NES Classic is going to be re-released, and the Super Nintendo Classic is going to ship with way more consoles than we originally expected. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. I'm really excited at this news because it means a few things. Number one, it means Nintendo is learning from their mistakes, and number two, it feels like Nintendo's starting to listen to their fans, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, there is a press release that is linked in the description below the video to the article that Nintendo sent out. They said September 29th, when the Super Nintendo Classic Edition launches, it will have as many units launched that were released for the NES Classic in the entirety of last year. So that means over 2 million units at launch. When the NES Classic originally launched, Nintendo had no idea how successful it would be. They didn't anticipate that it would be as good as it was because all their similar consoles at the time didn't sell that well, so I guess that's Nintendo's excuse. Their issue was that they announced that it was discontinued, scalpers bought up a ton of them, and they're selling for 2 or 3 times the price online. Nintendo saw this, I hope Reggie saw this, and they got together and they said, we're going to re-release the NES Classic, we're going to make more of those coming 2018 summer. So if you're interested in getting one of those, be patient and wait. They are coming out apparently next year. That will be a little bit of time. There are a lot of fakes out there, and there's a lot of scalpers out there, so be really careful. You might want to wait until next year. But for the Super Nintendo Classic, out in just a few weeks, there's going to be way more available. I'm picturing pyramids of these things again at stores like Target or Walmart or Best Buy or GameStop or EB Games. I'm picturing pyramids of them that usually sell it in a day or two, and then they said we're going to restock and make more shipments throughout the holidays, and we're going to continue making these things into 2018. Originally they said that the Super Nintendo Classic would not be made in 2018, it would just be this holiday release. So that gives me a lot of hope for Nintendo. Not only are they learning from their mistakes financially, but it seems like they're also listening to the fans a little bit more and more recently. I feel like they switched the Wii U, they switched it. They fixed the Wii U with the Nintendo Switch. Breath of the Wild is one of the best games of all time, and it really feels like that's the way Zelda should be headed now. I feel like also with Super Mario Odyssey, they're listening to their fans and they're making that open world experience that fans have been dreaming of for years, ever since Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. Then Samus Returns comes back out, and now they have something like this. So I feel like Nintendo's really headed in the right direction. I've been really frustrated with them for a little while, of course. I'm a pretty big Nintendo fan, you can tell clearly by my collection, and I haven't been making videos that much recently because of a few reasons. I've been really busy in my own private life and with work, but I can't get my own hands on Nintendo products because they sell out instantly. And if I'm frustrated, I know a lot of you guys are frustrated too. You guys and girls are sometimes trying to get Amiibo and different things, and I can't even get a Samus Returns Special Edition either, so I do feel your pain. So it's wonderful that they're listening to their fans. Now when the Super Nintendo Classic releases, it's coming out with 20 games at a price point of I think it's $79.99 US dollars. I did make a video predicting the price at around that, and also the fact that there would only be 20 games on the system, which came out to be true as well. You can check out that video, there's a card in the top right if you're interested in the games that I predicted would be on the system. It does have 2 controllers this time, and apparently the controller length will be, the controller cord length is going to be about 1 foot longer than the NES Classic controller cord length. So that's a little bit better, at least Nintendo's kind of trying because they sort of listened to us there. It would be better if they're just wireless or they were the original cord length to begin with, but at least they're trying, and it comes with 2 controllers and the cord's a little bit longer. Connecting to your monstrous HD TVs now, the cord should obviously be a little bit longer. I also just want to get into the list of games that's coming out on the Super Nintendo. First up, I can't believe that they have Earthbound on this. That is absolutely wonderful to hear. I really hope they translate the other games in that series as well eventually. And then I have the other games in this list. There's 20 other games, 21 in total. Most of them I predicted, but not all of them. So there's most of them, and then the other pile, I've got 2 of them outside of the box. I just want to put them all here in the video for you to see. Now essentially, with this list is spectacular. I'm just going to run through it really quickly. You have Star Fox and Star Fox 2, which I'll talk about in a moment, which you can't really quite see up here, or you can, okay good. And then we have Super Castlevania 4, Contra 3, Donkey Kong Country, they really should have put the whole trilogy of that game on there. F-Zero, Final Fantasy 3, but not 2. Kirby Superstar, but no Kirby's Dream Land. Mega Man X, really should have put the trilogy of that on there as well. Secret of Mana, fantastic game. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Kirby's Dream Course, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Punch-Out!, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. With Earthbound, what a fantastic list that really is. Now, the price is up from the NES Classic. You do get 2 controllers, but there are a lot less games, and there's a lot less games that they had to pay money to other companies to get them on the system. So I was hoping to get games, just more of them essentially. Really, the other Mega Man X's would be cool. I really wish they had Killer Instinct. I can't believe that game's not on here either. And there's a lot of them for the Super Nintendo that you could fight for. Like I said, the other Donkey Kong Country games, those you don't have to port out or pay another company to get them on, but it'd be really good to have those. And the Super Nintendo has maybe 64 of the best games ever on that system. There's so many great games on it. So for it to only have 21s, not the best, but I did predict that they'd kind of bring it down because the quality of the games is a little bit higher. Now, I do want to talk specifically about Star Fox 2. I cannot believe they listened to the fans of this either. Star Fox 2 is finally being released. You can just imagine being a game producer or developer or a coder on that game and having it never come out because apparently Nintendo wanted to have a hard break from the Super Nintendo to the N64 and didn't want it coming out so late in the Super Nintendo's life cycle. And you finished the entire game. I believe the ROMs that exist out there for Star Fox 2 are not the full release of the game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're more like a beta version, and Nintendo might be holding on, or they've had in their archives, the full version of this game. So this is the first time Nintendo is ever going to release this game, and that makes it so advantageous for me as a buyer to get it, even though I own these 20 already, to have one game system that has Star Fox 2 and the rest of it, all in HD, with save restore points and things like that, makes this really highly desirable to me, and I'm really excited to play Star Fox 2 for the first time. I felt like Star Fox 0 took some steps in the right direction, then backpedaled a lot as well, so it's really cool to have Star Fox 2 coming out in 2017 that may debatably be as good or better than Star Fox 0, which would be unreal to me. This means, in my head, that Nintendo is starting to learn from their mistakes, or they are, and they're also listening to fans, which is really beneficial to everyone who's a Nintendo fan out there. So please comment below, what is your opinion on the games list on the Super Nintendo Classic, on them producing way more of this hardware, and hopefully you can pick one up if you're interested this holiday season, them continuing the production of that into 2018, and also them bringing back the NES Classic in 2018 during the summer. You won't have to pay outrageous prices. Please comment below about your opinion. I'd love to join in that conversation as well. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to fill the like bucket. Follow me on all the social media links in the description below the video. And remember, as always, go collect them all and keep smiling while gaming.